Yeah, it's going.
Yeah,
Going now.
it is going now.
Yeah. Okay. You're live.
I am still alive. We got there in the end. Just in accordance with the city's live streaming policy, by being here, you consent to having your image or voice recorded and live broadcast. Deputy Mayor is an apology, so it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all here. And before commencing proceedings, I would like to acknowledge that we come together tonight on the land of the Noongar people and pay my respects to elders past and present. Could I call upon Councillor Michael Brown to read the dedication?
Thank you, Your Worship. May we, the elected members of the City of Kwinana, have the wisdom to consider all matters before us with due consideration, integrity and respect for the Council Chamber. May the decisions made be in good faith and always in the best interest of the greater Kwinana community that we serve.
Apologies, leave of absence previously approved. I believe the Deputy Mayor is an apology. Public question time. There are no questions from the public. There's nothing on item. Do all councillors have any petitions? Presentations? There are no deputations. Confirmation of minutes. 7.1 minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 10th of July. Is there any additional information, Mr. CEO? Councillors have any questions? Someone like to move that way? Moved Councillor Wood, seconded Councillor Kearney. Would either councillor like to speak? I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. Declarations of interest.
Yes, I have a declaration of interest in 18.1 since I am on the board of the CAB.
So it's just an interest of impartiality. Is there any request for leave of absence?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. September the 9th through the 13th, please.
Any other leaves of absence? Someone like to move that way? Moved Councillor Rouse, seconded Councillor Penny. Put it to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. I need to work out where my place is now. Nothing in item 10, nothing in item 11, nothing in item 12, 13, 14, 15 or 16. Item 17.1, road dedication, amalgamation of portion of lot 3001 into Henley Boulevard Road Reserve. Is there any additional information?
Nothing further.
Do council have any questions? Someone like to move that way? Moved Councillor Sargent, seconded Councillor Acker. Sorry, my brain's working a bit slow, clearly. Would either councillors like to speak? Anyone speak against? Put to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. 18.1, disposal of property by way of lease between the City of Kwinana and the Citizens Advice Bureau. Is there any additional information in relation to this?
Nothing further, Mr. Mayor.
Councillors have any questions? Someone like to move that way? Moved Councillor Sargent. Seconded Councillor Kearney. Would either councillor like to speak? Councillor Sargent.
Thank you, Mayor Feasey. I just wish to encourage my fellow councillors to support this, as the Citizens Advice Bureau offers a fantastic local resource that can support and guide our community to address their individual needs. I've seen their work personally and on a professional level, and they help people that are struggling to navigate whether it is paperwork or legalities, and they do it with courtesy and respect, and I highly recommend that we offer this to this fantastic community organisation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sargent. Councillor Kearney, no? Anyone like to speak against? Put to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. Item 18.2, accounts of payment for month end 30 June. Any additional information?
Nothing further, Mr. Mayor.
Councillors have any questions? Someone like to move that way? Moved Councillor Rouse, seconded Councillor Penny. Would either councillors like to speak? I'll put to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. 18.3, disposal of property by way of lease between the City of Kwinana and the Fathering Project. Any additional information?
Nothing further, Mr. Mayor.
Questions? Someone like to move that way? Councillor Sargent, seconded Councillor Wood. Councillor Sargent.
Thank you, Mayor Feasy. I just wish to encourage my fellow council to support this, as the Fathering Project brings a valued resource in peer-led support to the fathers of our community. A lot of our parenting support within the community, whether just by circumstance or comfortability, has a mainly female population. So having something that is going to empower men and share skills and be peer-led, I think is something that we should definitely endorse in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't worry, I do not have COVID. Councillor Wood. Thank you.
Just that I fully concur with Councillor Sargent. It's really important in our community that fathers get a say and help if they need it as well. Thank you.
Would anyone like to speak against? I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. Oh. It's got a split in it. 18.4, services over the Christmas and New Year period. Is there any additional information? No? Councillors have any questions? Oh, God. Councillor Acker?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just so I'm clear, there's no skeleton staff in the admin at all during that period?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. So during that period, the administration building will be closed, but there is a skeleton crew which is on place within the operations team, so the depot team, to continue providing services out into the community.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No, would someone like to move that way? Thank you. I moved Councillor Acker, seconded Councillor Wood. Either councillor like to speak? Anyone speak against? Put to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. Item 18.5, monthly financial report, June 2024. Is there any additional information? Councillors have any questions? Councillor Brown?
Thank you, Your Worship. So on page 49, it references income from the container deposit scheme. Could the city speak to how revenue or income derived from that scheme is used at the city?
Through you, Your Worship. Basically, it's in terms of how the recycling is separated. So the cans and so on that are separated at source will then be credited against the city's recycling cost. So because they get the X cents per can, as per the public, that then gets costed back to the city.
Just a follow-up question, but more of a simple one. Is it fair to say that the city deriving income from this source actually helps to reduce waste costs to our residents?
Absolutely. It not only helps with the cost, but it also obviously helps with that separation of waste and that recycling and reuse, which is really what the city is striving to achieve in terms of those sustainability outcomes.
Thank you, Mayor Feasy. Sorry, just another clarifying question as you were speaking. So is that only containers that people have put in their recycle bin? So if we message that if someone doesn't want to, say, do an independent cash for cans scheme themselves, by putting their cans in the recycling bin, they are still being recycled and there's a value add to the community? Is that correct?
Through your worship, that's correct. So it just enables that separation to occur through the recycling process and that cash back to the city as opposed to the individual. So there's two ways that can come back in a community sense or as an individual.
Any other questions? Someone like to move that way? Moved, Councillor Acker, second, Councillor Sargent. Would either councillor like to speak? Anyone speak against? Put to the vote, all in favour? Against? Carried. There's nothing on item 19, 20 or 21. Reports of elected members. Councillor Acker.
Nothing to report, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Brown.
Thank you, Your Worship. So, just a few things from my side. On the 23rd of July, I joined fellow councillors, the CEO and city staff at the joint briefing with City of Rockingham and City of Coburn on nuclear safety as it relates to the AUKUS program of work underway. On Sunday, the 20th of July, we had the Kwinana Beach cleanup. So this was an awesome example of people power down at Wells Park. We had around 60 volunteers coming together to clean up Kwinana Beach and the surrounding recreational areas. And in total, around 100 kilos of rubbish was picked up, which is an incredible effort. So this was part of Keep Australia Beautiful Week and Plastic Free July, and it was great to join Mayor Peter Feasy and so many locals for this event. The rain certainly didn't dampen what turned out to be an incredible effort to clean and help protect this important coastal environment in our city. On Friday the 2nd of August, I attended the Coburn Sound Management Council, hosted by the City of Kwinana this time. So here, CEO Wayne Jack delivered an opening address and an overview of the city's coastal adaptation plan before we heard presentations focused on data monitoring and reporting initiatives. DWER spoke to the state environmental policy, and we received an update from the WAMSI Westport Marine Science Program. Off the back of what was presented at the meeting and being at the City of Kwinana, questions were asked around the city's drainage net system and how it could possibly be leveraged or expanded across the region to further prevent rubbish entering reserves, waterways and the ocean. And thanks to the electric vehicle chargers sitting outside, there were also questions around the city's EV strategy and how the success seen in our city could inform strategies in other areas. Once a formal communique is released following the meeting, I will circulate it with Council and the CEO for reference. And on Friday, the 9th of August, it was I joined the St. Pat's Walk with a Worker tour alongside Mayor Peter Feasy, members of the Kwinana Heart Team, City of Kwinana staff, and Deb Hamlin, Mayor, City of Rockingham. It really was an eye-opening walk between a number of support services, including Anglicare WA and the Salvation Army WA, where we heard about common causes of homelessness, the challenges in providing and getting access to essential services, and we had a chance to hear from those with lived experience on the streets as well. It was a really important opportunity for us to learn more about homelessness from those with first-hand experience in this domain, and it will certainly inform how we approach this from a local government perspective as we continue to work with community partners, state government and federal government to tackle this significant issue. Huge thanks to St. Pat's and everyone involved for organising that event. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Brown. Councillor Kearney.
No, I have nothing to report.
Councillor Penny.
Thank you. I have nothing to report.
Councillor Rouse.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. Just on the, I'd like to report on the 5th of August, Monday, we had our second Bullamara Aboriginal Consultative Committee. Pleasing to see that we had a few members of the public and some staff members of neighbouring councils attend, which shows that there was a growing interest among the wider Kwinana area around us of our committee initiative that we've now progressing. The members are finding their feet, I'm happy to say, and I think as we progress with more meetings. There'll be greater input from our committee members and the wider communities. Thank you, Worship.
Councillor Sargent.
Thank you, Mayor Feasy. I attended the citizenship ceremony along with my fellow councillors on the 6th of August, and I just want to again commend the City of Kwinana staff for organising such a professional event that means so much. I spoke to a particular gentleman that said that this was an 8-year journey to get to that point, and how proud he was that not only he is now an Australian citizen, but he's an Australian citizen that resides in Kwinana. So it was a very beautiful thing, and I highly commend everyone in the city that is involved in the back end to make that special event for our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sargent. Councillor Wood.
It's I've performed all those duties required of me, and along with Councillor Kearney, I attended the Access and Inclusion Reference Group meeting, where we discussed the chicane entrances to parks which enable people with disabilities to access but make it difficult for trail bikes to access. We looked at various designs, and after much discussion decided that none of the designs really worked how we wanted them to work. And it was decided that we would approach a university engineering department to see if they could find a solution for us. At the Requatic, the city has installed a left-hand rail at the hydro pool, and a new automatic door has been ordered, and I found out today that it's actually been approved. At the Requatic, the city has, I should have just read that, sorry. An inclusive sports program is going to be initiated in our city. A working group is going to be assembled involving parents and children, and the feedback will help us to work out which club will start up the initiative. A new holiday program beginning in November through to March, focusing on participation, will run to see how well the program is working or can work. A guest speaker will speak to the clubs, encouraging them to become more inclusive. We also discuss various methods of spreading information more effectively to seniors. There will be a disaster preparedness forum being held on the following dates: the 3rd of October at the Senior Citizens, the 9th of October at Ken Jackman Hall, the 15th of October at the Wandy Hall, and on the 23rd of October at the John Wellard Community Centre. Anyone can attend, but they will need to register. You'll be given invaluable tips to help you prepare for a variety of disaster scenarios, as well as working together with some of your community members. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wood. There is nothing on item 23, mayoral announcements. It's quite a few. I attended the Tianchi lithium plant for them to launch their reconciliation action plan along with the Deputy Mayor at the end of last month. I attended the Rockingham Chamber of Commerce business breakfast in Rockingham, which was well attended. I attended the waste to energy plant with the CEO and the acting director of City something or other, Troy Morley, to watch the first rubbish truck dump a load into the hopper of the waste energy plant. Along with the manager of economic development and advocacy, we met with someone from CCI WA and did a site visit to Billy the Stitch Gin Distillery. Most people probably aren't aware that there's a gin distillery in Kwinana. It's actually down on Kwinana Beach at the moment near the Caltex petrol station. They're brewing in a factory unit there. You should have seen an email today from Love My Kwinana as they're actually setting up a cellar door in Medina at the Labyrinth Tile Studio. So we had a very good talk to the guy that is running that business. Along with the CEO, I met with the Kwinana Swimming Club, and we broke the bad news to them that we wouldn't be building a 50-metre swimming pool, but we certainly are looking at the water space at the Requatic, and there's some consultation occurring in September. Skip through some of this. Along with Councillor Brown, I attended the cleanup, which was great. It was also, I'm not sure if you mentioned the large number of volunteers that came from the Buddhist monastery in Bourne Road in Casuarina. They provided a heap of volunteers. And on Friday night, I think it was last week, I attended along with Councillor Rouse, the Deputy Mayor and the CEO, the Walga Awards Night, where Walga acknowledged the significant contribution that Carol Adams, former Mayor Carol Adams, had made to the area of local government, and she was awarded the Local Government Medal. And that's probably about it. Confidential items. Is there confidential items? It's not on my agenda. I can move to go behind closed doors. Moved Councillor Wood, seconded Councillor Acker. All those in favour? Against? Carried. I believe that all the officers can also depart.